we'll make sidetrack a little bigger so you can see them, because we're going to get into this here. And anyways, let me fix it here so you can read it, because you need to read this. This is very important. Welcome back to the channel. So we're going to talk about, I know this is actually, welcome back to another issue of Crime and Order. Today we are talking about AKA Sidetrack, the boxcar murderer. Okay, so you're familiar with Sidetrack. I met Sidetrack a few years back in 93. I met him in 93. I was hopping out of Portland with Ben, Mike, and Billy. There's three of us, and me. We were all hopping out, and Sidetrack was walking up the way. We saw him. We were in Portland. He came up, hang out with us. We ate. We all jumped on the train. We got to Scourging. We got off. We got off the train in Scourging. We went to the Mission. Got our ear banging in for lunch. There's a barber shop in that one. So in the rescue mission, there's a barber shop. And you can get a barber shop. You can get all kinds of stuff there in Eugene. Eugene's set up. Scourging is in Oregon is set up. But we weren't going there. We were going to actual K Falls. And we were going to jump on another train out of K Falls. And that's when we saw Pat. He jumped on with us. So he was riding with us. Now, this timing was around November 93. No, it was later than that. It was later than that. This was 93, so it was about April or May. And we saw him. He hung out he was hopping to Roseville, and he hops the train going north, and we're going to Martinez. And so we go to Martinez, we don't see him again. Okay, no big deal, because that's the way it works. And about that time, the bull comes up to us and was talking to us. The bulls were halfway decent when you're not on railroad property, or you're creating them. We're under the Rainbow Bridge, and he pulls up and he asked us some questions. They were actually starting to look for Sidetrack, and it was 93. So, and they didn't call him Sidetrack. They called him Robert. Have you seen Robert and Silvera? And we're like, no, we didn't see him. We just saw him, but you know how it go, man. You know how it go when you live in the street, man. You see what you see, but you don't see what you see, because that's the way the street works. So AKA Sidetrack, right? That's what we're gonna go on. I'm gonna pop this up here so you can see it. I got it all set up for you, so let's pop it up here. Now this is Sidetrack here, and hold on. There we go. I'm gonna share the screen. Well, I don't even need to share the screen here, man. Well, actually, let me share the screen because I know how it works. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna broaden my view here with me and make myself bigger here, and we'll make Sidetrack a little bigger so you can see him, because we're gonna get into this here. And Anyways, let me fix it here so you can read it. Because you need to read this. This is very important. Okay, so let's see if I got minimized. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's get into this because there's some things here that I want to discuss that are wrong. Okay? Because I know this. And I'll let you know why here in a second. Let me read this. So he was a member of FTRA, and that's not allegedly, that was true. He was part of what they call a certain clique of FTRA. They were the bounty of what was going on. Now, a lot of people that they went and bountied were people that were doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. Okay, and I'm going to share that with you right now. And what they were doing was they were enforcing pedos. They were forcing a crime against homeless people, crimes against hobos. That's what they were enforcing. Okay, these guys weren't what they said they were. Okay, now they did, and they were certain things. I'll explain that to you when we go through this. But so that's basically what he was, and you'll see me say that when it gets to that point. But I wanted to kind of clear the picture here. Are you ready? So all this arresting time is wrong. Okay. Now I got to give a shout out to serialkillercalendar.com. Go check them out because this is where I got the information from. A lot of it's wrong, and I wish I could get a hold of somebody there. And if you're watching it from this, get a hold of me and my email address down below. And maybe we could talk about this gentleman here, because I know a lot about this, because I know more than the cops do. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay. Just to let you know. Ain't no snitching going on here. Okay. So, Robert Joseph Silvey Jr. is a serial killer, which is true. It's not allegedly. He was a double life sentence in Oregon for the murder of 34 homeless men. He is also known as Sidetrack, and he was arrested in Willamette Falls, and that's not true. He was sent to Willamette Falls to be arraigned in Willamette County. Okay, just to let you know, he did go to Willamette County, but he wasn't arrested in Willamette. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. Alright? I know where I am. Just hold on a minute. We'll get to that. Suspected of being the boxcar murderer, and he wasn't suspected either, because they knew who was the side. Trust me, there was word on the line to watch out for Sidetrack, because he was the evil. He was the. I'll get into it. Just hold on. He was the FTRA. He was in a boxcar, and it's not a gang. Okay, it's a brotherhood. Okay, it's not a gang. It's a brotherhood. There's a difference. And it's not what people think it is. Not Aryan led. It's not Nazi led. It's not anything. It was. Now they did have people that had swastikas and all that other shit on, but they weren't down to that shit. They were down to the fucking gang and whatever. They were down to their fucking brotherhood, and that was it. You could be black and be part of the FTRA. It didn't matter. Ben was the FTRA, so it doesn't matter. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. So it's from 13 murders from Utah, California, Oregon, Washington, and Kansas state, spanning from 1981 to 1995. The victims, mostly drifters, were stabbed, bludgeoned, and death and robbed for their murder possessions. While in custody, Sidetrack claimed all his kills were gang-related hits, which is true.
There's an old saying in
Okay, now listen to this. Having betrayed his secret boxcar brotherhood by talking on the murders,
shame on you.
he said he believed to be executed by fellow riding gangsters. Look, he never snitched on nobody. Nobody went down when Sidetrack went down. Sidetrack went down. Nobody went with Sidetrack. They're trying to label Sidetrack a snitch. Sidetrack didn't snitch on nobody. He rode out for himself. He never traveled with anybody. He's FTRA. He didn't wear his colors either. And we'll get into that too in a minute. Okay? Now, this ex-cop, I'm going to read through some of the stuff that he wrote a book called Murder on the Rails. He supposedly, he's found in Albany. They found this guy named J.C. McLean stabbed to death and beaten with a goon stick. His boots and wallet were gone, and I'll explain that in the violent group, which railroad officials say is the urban myth. Okay, and I'm gonna go right now, and I'm gonna stop here. Okay, those railroad officials were downright right. Okay, because these guys, okay, I'm gonna explain to you what these guys do. Yeah, there again, they rode. They said this, that, blah, 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 and all that smoke that these people are talking about FTRA. They were freight train rider assholes. That's what people called them, freight train rider assholes, because some of them actually were assholes. It's an urban myth, which is true. It's people like men of Dogman, which is Dogman Tony, okay. Desert Rat, okay. No. Arkansas Bobcat, nope. Sidetrack, yeah. Sidetracks, well, we're not going to get into that. You can see it right there. Known as the Boxcar Serial Killer, who has confessed to murders in dozens of states and was convicted in 3. He didn't confess in dozens of states. They had him in one state. Okay, they had him in California. He got arrested in Roseville, California. He didn't get arrested in Oregon. He didn't get arrested in March. He got arrested in November of 95. Okay? Actually, he got arrested in November 94. Okay, this says 95, but no, he got arrested in November of 94. Because in November of 94, we all get to Roseville, and we go and we eat Thanksgiving dinner at this church. And the reason we all go there to get this Thanksgiving dinner at the church is they give you a $100 gift card. They give you a meal, and they give you gear. Yeah. It was a big deal back then. They don't do it anymore. But that's what they used to do, okay? They used to do this. They did it every year. They did like 5. I was there 5 years in a row. They did it every year. They give you all kinds of cool gear. Yeah. Yeah. And there's all kinds of other places I could tell you about. But anyways, so we're not going to get into that. So basically they said he bludgeoned people to death and he stabbed them. Now they said the funny thing about it is it said they shot somebody. He don't even possess a gun. No, he didn't possess a gun because he's a felon, and he would not put himself up to shooting somebody. See, the thing that they're not telling you is that when he went to collect, it wasn't just, he stabbed somebody. No. That's not how this works. How this works is you come up to them, and he would carry 2 knives. This is Sidetrack. He would carry 2 knives. I know. I saw him with 2 knives. And Ben says, he told me when we got away from him, when he got arrested, we were in the boxcar going back north, and he's like, that's where we got stopped. I'm going to tell you about that in a second. All right. So basically, was unaware that in August '94, the rail rider named Michael Garfinkel, this is before he got arrested, was found with the skull bashed along the railroad tracks in Emeryville. He confessed to 6 murders in California, but was never gone to trial there. Okay, so now I want to tell you something that this, or you can go read this article. I'm not going to get any more into this article because they're like, there's a lot of stuff in there, and I don't want to hold you all up on this video, but there's some things that I do want to say about this thing, and I'm going to put my spin on the rest of this because I know all about it. So, you know what's going on in Minnesota right now. I don't believe anything that's going on in Minnesota. It's like I'm pinching myself every day. Because you know what? 49 people I know got caught up there. It was Pat, Mike, Ben, and Casper. They were all up there. There's 4 of them. They were all up there. Oh, and Kid was there too. They were all up there, and Billy was up there. They were all up there, and I was waiting in Wishram. Okay, I was waiting in Wishram, in a camp that we had made, and basically I would go. Me and about 5 people were one way, and they would go another. I was going forward. I had business to attend to in Portland, so I would go to Portland. I did this every year. Well, actually, I did it more than every year. I was doing it every holiday, and I'd catch up to these guys, and I would go before I was made in SF. So basically, I terrorized. Not really, but so. He came 2 days later. Actually, I made it to Caney Falls because they weren't showing up, and I had to get on down because I was actually going to SF for the last. I was leaving the rails for the last time, and so then Pat's like, "Hey man, don't get him. Don't go get him. Don't go get him. Do not. Whatever you do." Do not wait a month. Do not go get him. And that's what he's telling me. Do not go get him. We just all got 49 of us went down. 49 of them went down on food stamp fraud. Now, what they were saying is the FTRA was robbing the people and taking them for their ID. And using their ID to get food stamps. That doesn't work like that, okay? You didn't even have to rob nobody to do it. They were robbing themselves, okay? So y'all know there's a beautiful thing called the internet, right? Do y'all know that the internet wasn't at one time? Well, that's what the deal is, that the internet wasn't. Well, this is what could happen. Alright. You take your ID from the state that you go to. Let's say, we'll pick one. What was that? Oregon. Okay. You get your ID in Oregon. Okay. Once you have your ID in Oregon, that's it. That's all you need. That's all she wrote. Social Security card looks good. Your birth certificate looks good. You don't need any other information. You have your ID. You take your ID. You jump on a freight shaker. Or you jump on a freight train. And you get some food stamps in another state. Okay. So that state doesn't check the other 50. That state only checks the ID that you give them. And that was how it worked. Until 95. Yep, until 95. And that was when I saw Pack and Pat. in Klamath Falls. And he told me, yeah, I don't know how he beat me there. I don't know. I don't know. There's no other way. Unless I wasn't paying attention. I think he just hopped through. I don't think he jumped off. But anyways, either that or he was on a different train. I didn't wait long enough for him. Because you can catch out of P hole, you can catch a train all the way to Klamath Falls and nobody knows. So maybe that's what he did. He didn't jump off. So evidently that's what happened. But anyway, so he told me don't do it. And I kind of know. So basically, Texas and Minnesota were connected at that time. So the food stamp going with one, now maybe after I could see that using different people's ID, but before then you didn't need to. Anyways, so it's not about people, man. Yeah, Bob, sidetrack here. Now, I'm an affiliate. I was affiliated. I never joined the gang. I never got the colors. Well, I had the colors, but I didn't have the colors. When I rode trains, my colors were in my back pocket. They weren't around my neck because I know how serious they are about that. They are very serious about that. So the colors that I had, and the only time I pull my colors out is if I'm on the high line going through the mountain. And they wouldn't care if he was on the high line because they knew that tunnel was coming. And then after the tunnel was done, the tunnel of love was done, I was back in my pocket. Because basically, when you go through a tunnel up north, you'd have to take your rag and soak it with water and put it over your mouth so you can go through the tunnel of love. If not, you're choking out. And they've had people jump off the train in the tunnel of love. They found bodies in the tunnel of love. But anyways, and that's not from somebody throwing them off. But anyway, I wanted to share a little story about sidetrack because to get my life back on track, I had to leave all that behind. But this is another episode of Crime and Order. Oh, be on the lookout for the next video, because the next video we are going to talk about something even deeper than this. I've got all kinds of cool stuff. So we're going to talk about murder rap. Well, actually not murder rap. We're going to talk about the most deepest. I'm put on Twitter. No, we're just going to talk about crime here. Go check out my other channel, the Moose Squad. DJ The Moose Channel 1. And with this episode of Crime and Order, I'm out. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. All right.